Hey, hello everybody. Welcome back to another episode. 15 good minutes. Coach B here with the fellas, most of them. How we doing, LB?
Great. Tired, but great.
You still here. Good deal. Charles, what's happening, man?
I am doing outstandingly excellent.
Outstandingly excellent.
That's a
It's
little
gone
different.
up a notch.
Yeah, that's my thing, LB. I was gonna like of all the excellence that we get, should we start like I don't know which one is more important in
Yeah,
good?
it's
Should I,
semantics at this point.
Freddie is he may not make it. He was trying to get home. He may not get here, but that's good. I got an interesting one today, one that we have tackled before, but it's been a while. And it's dealing with how we consume media, right? So I'm talking about streaming TV, etc. And what sparked it this year was I got a notice, even though I'm not an Amazon Prime person, but I got a notice that they're changing their service. And I did a little research and they're adding what's called tiers. So now they're basically saying, you don't want commercials anymore? Give me another $5. Or you want to go between 1080p and 4K? $5. So it got me to wondering. I mean, first I started looking here at what we do in this house. And I'm kind of curious to see if where we fall in the grand scheme of things in terms of what people use to consume media, why and how much. So I want to start off by going to LB because I asked him to look up some just some facts because I don't know what the national average is in terms of what people normally get. I don't know what the average rate of all these streaming services is, if there is an average. So let me start with that, LB. When you looked at this in totality, what were you able to find out? Give us some place that we can start from.
Okay, so all statistics I'm about to give you, these numbers are all based on the robots in your computer. So
They're getting pretty good, by the way.
yeah, they are. So at the very bottom is a disclaimer. Sometimes the AI could be wrong. You need to do more research. Well, I'm like, well, what I'm gonna do? Go ask another robot?
Better one.
So here we go. The national. Let me start here. There are over 100 different streaming services available right now in the United States. This
Wow.
this is including the free ones, ad-supported platforms, and some of these niche, one-off type products. But there are over 100 that are available to you. Um, the average household has at least four. So the average household has four different subscriptions.
Services?
Yeah, yeah. So that would be like your Netflix or your Amazon or Disney, blah blah blah, all those things. So the average household has four. Um, the average streaming service. Let me back up. The average household averages $70 per month just in subscriptions for said platforms. And about to your point you made about the tier. I did find some pricing on that. Ad-free standard plans range from $13 to $23 per month, and basic that do have ads, that tier is between $6 and $11 per month. And I have some more stuff here. Might get to that later. Like just some examples. Uh, yeah, Netflix averages between $18 and $25 a month just for Netflix. HBO Max is 17 to 23. Disney's around 16. Hulu's around 19. Apple TV around 13. This is all per month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paramax, $8 a month. But they've said the robot also said bundling obviously your best value where you could do something like Disney Plus and Hulu and Max for say $20 to $32 a month, which saves you over 40% if you bundle them as opposed to getting them all separately.
Yeah, I think there's savings there. I also think there's savings in paying annually. Like a couple of mine, for example,
Mm-hmm.
Apple TV Plus, by paying the 1 year rate, it's significantly
Right,
less.
right.
Paramount Plus, I do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So since I got you on the screen first, LB, when you look at all of that, um, where do you land? Like you specifically, right? Do any of it resonate with you? Do you use any of them? None of them? Where do you sit with that?
So yeah, I don't buy any of them. So what I bought, and many of my friends and family members have bought, because actually a family member turned me on to it, is the Fire Stick that I bought a Fire Stick for the backup. I bought a Fire Stick. I have two TVs in the house, one upstairs and one in the basement, and I have an account for the same app on my phone. So for $30 a month, that covers all three devices. And with that, by me having this particular account, I can see everything pretty much that's out there. Now, and I'm going to qualify that by saying if something is fresh on Hulu or fresh, or if a Netflix movie just came out today, I probably can't see that today. But give it a week or so, I can see it too, and then pay jack for it. The service that I buy, I pay again $30 a month, and I get access to all of that. That includes all the HBOs, all the Showtimes, all the ESPN plus minus college, every the U's, all of that. I see stuff from everything in Europe. I see all their stuff. I see all the sports stuff in Canada. It's
That
got
brings up a good point though, because I remember last year, I don't know what the sport was. I'm gonna say baseball, but I remember there was a critical game on, and you couldn't get it on this particular service. And I remember asking the question like, okay, so at what point does the quantity of channels get negated by the quality? Like, okay, I get it, but if I don't want to watch a Taiwanese kickball tournament and I really want to watch the Chicago Bears against the Texas Rangers,
Mhm.
what influence do you have over what you're being shown in this $30 package?
So I don't, but to your point though, so for the major stuff in the United States, NFL, college, I can see pretty much any game that's out there. Like tonight, if my favorite team, God forbid, would be Sacramento Kings,
Hmm.
I can see all their games every time they play home and away. I can see that on my app. Because so I have to that point, I have the NBA package.
Yeah.
So every NBA team has their own channel. Same with the NFL, Major League Baseball, all that stuff. So it's very rare. I mean, and I do mean very rare that there's something on specifically a sporting event that I can't find. Because even if it's Apple, because who has it now? Yahoo, Apple. Somebody has the NFL now. In certain days they
Uh,
only show it on Apple TV or something like that.
YouTube.
YouTube TV.
YouTube. So I don't have to watch it here. I can watch it. It's because it's being broadcast in Europe for free or some other country, and I can it's just scroll down and there it is. It'll be in Canada or wherever. So again, it's very rare that there's something a sporting event that I can't see. And I think we talked about this last time. The one thing that I didn't know was happening until I was watching an event and the guys we were all texting about this said event,
Delay.
and there was a delay. They was like, "Oh, he scored!" And I'm like, "Huh?" And
Yeah,
30
you
seconds
bounced it
later,
off of 17 satellites and you're coming out of Japan. Yeah, it's
right?
gonna take a
So
while.
30 seconds later, I saw the play after it had
But here's the
transpired.
thing, to that point, LB, and I wrote a note about that when I was looking up pros and cons of just streaming. You only know that it's delayed if you're in that group chat. You don't know
Exactly. I would have never
otherwise.
known if I
It's
hadn't been
it's
there. Yeah.
still a live event. You know what I mean? Somebody might get it 7 seconds before you or something like that, but at the end of
Hmm.
the day, it's not a rebroadcast. You're seeing it as it's being played. It just has a lot of hops to go through. So Charles, listen, you back in the day, there wasn't a service you didn't have. You recently moved. When you moved, did you use this as an opportunity to reassess what you have, or do you still just write checks across the board to all those platforms that LB mentioned at the opening?
I still do the across the board, but I'm gonna, I'm researching and changing my habits because I find myself not looking at all those different platforms,
Well, I
right?
don't know how you could look at all of them. As him, LB said there's 100 of them. Where you get the time?
Well, I'm trying to say it's not right. So as I'm saying, mine's is like my list is six. and you can say nine if you include if you do all the platforms that are associated with Disney Plus. All right, so Disney Plus like has two different platforms. Like it's got the Disney Plus, Hulu, and HBO Max, and or Disney Plus, Hulu, or ESPN Plus.
You
Right.
have both of those?
No, I only got one. I only have the ESPN Plus one, right? But yes, I still have all those platforms. I definitely want to cut down on the amount of money that's coming out of my pocket. I have Prime, right? Some of the ones I want to keep is the ones that have really good quality program on it. Apple TV is one of those. Apple has very good quality TV, so that's that's one I want to keep, right? I do like some of the program in out of Prime, right? And then obviously football is on Prime also too. For the last 2 years, right? So I like that one, and both of those together, we're talking about for me $25, right?
Are you
For
saying that you only spend $25 total a
right? No,
month?
no, 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 absolutely not. No, no, no. For all my streaming services together, I'm probably at 80,
Oh,
85.
that's still not bad. That's still
Right.
not bad.
Because some of my services are free, like HBO Max is free. All right. I got that free with
Well, that goes back to what LB was saying about the bundle, doesn't it? If you catch something at the right time. I mean, my
exactly.
Disney Plus and Hulu and ESPN Plus is free because it came with the cell phone provider or whatever, that kind of thing.
So like Disney Plus is costing me $10, but I got it with ads. Now, if I want to do the upgrade, like LB said, right, I got to add another $9, $10 to that, so I can do it without ads.
I have a question, Charles. So those subscriptions that you have, is that on top of cable, or you don't have cable at all? You just everything is just
No,
streamed.
no, no. I got cable too, and
You have
that's
see it, yeah.
yeah. I
Okay,
say I got cable too. I have the and I have streaming, right? Because I don't have I have Vitals. I have
okay,
Vitals,
okay.
right? For
Well,
just
then it's more than $80, man.
That was my,
well, no, no, no. I'm just saying the streaming part of
No,
it.
no, I want to know what your
Oh
monthly.
shoot, probably the whole thing is $200.
I think that, yeah, that's where I was headed because I got Freddie's numbers. If Freddie comes in at 200, I'm coming in at 220. You
Yes.
listed all that for 80. I'm thinking I
Yeah,
need to
all
make
the
an
streaming
adjustment.
services. So I really want to get rid of TV because some of the facts that I rarely watch it.
exactly. Yep.
I rarely watch TV,
But
right?
hasn't TV changed? Okay, so I mean, to your point, Charles, I'm looking at the television, but I'm watching sports. I don't I don't watch what do you
Yep.
call them? Like we used to do back in the day, whatever comes on at Friday night at 10
Sitcoms and
o'clock,
stuff.
but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't do
The 8
that.
o'clock sitcoms.
Yes, but I'm looking at television, and for me, like you, Charles, I have the cable and I also have some streaming services, but I think for me, the reason that I'm so reliant on cable, and I looked at it today, when I look at cable, ESPN, MLB Network, Tennis Network, Big Ten, and the ACC, those are all sports things.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
but what I get with them, if there's a storm, I don't have a problem. If there's an internet issue, I don't have a problem. The one thing that cable gives me is reliability. Now, all of these things with my cable package, I have the ability to stream them, right? So Xfinity has an app. So I can watch it on my phone. I can watch it when I travel, and I can do those things, which I'm good with. But like last week, I was in the bunker for the opening round of of the NCAA tournament, and all of it was on television. So for me, that is the one thing. So you're right. I don't watch TV as it used to be when I was growing up, but I don't know of another platform. And like in mentioning Freddie here, he has direct TV. So Charles, but you have Files, I think.
I have
Um,
Vitals, yes.
talk to my buddy Steve, who I think is the highest of all of us. He had Verizon Files for cable, Netflix, Hulu, Apple TV Plus, Tubi. Uh,
But Tubi don't cost anything.
oh
Tubi's
no, he
free.
just listed everything that he had here.
I mean,
Amazon Prime, the big one, Paramount Plus. That seems like a lot. Now, to be fair, and this is something that Dee pointed out to me before we came on air. She said, okay, it's one thing you guys look at what we think this national average is like LB found. The other thing is where you are in your stage in life and what's going on within your family. So I look at Steve and I think, he's a big time sports person. His wife isn't. That's going to be separated. He's
Correct.
got two daughters, one in college who has to be able to get to these streaming services from Penn State, right? So because that's what she watches, and then he has an older daughter that lives with him. So that part I get. You two are really interesting to me because you live alone, you have your own places, and I just wonder, what the delta would be in terms of how you consume what you consume. Like, do you pick one of these streaming services for something specific? As an example, I like buying discs for stuff, but one of my favorite shows, um, Star Trek Strange New Worlds, it takes them forever to put it on disc. So I had to go to Paramount to keep up. It's the only reason that I go there. That and Jeremy Renner has a really good show there. So with you guys, is there something? Well, more I guess it's more for you, Charles, because you're paying. We're all paying more than LB is paying. But why do you have each one of those? Like, what's the reason?
I'm a big movie buff, right? So, and I do like sports, right? So the television is for sports, right? And strictly for sports. I may look at maybe one or two shows on television, right? And I record it on DVR because I hate commercials. So I record it on DVR, and so I can forward through the DVR for the to the commercials and do that. But a lot of those shows are on Hulu, right? A lot of those shows come on Hulu, even even Hulu that's not has the ads,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So a lot of those shows I can see on Hulu. The big thing is the sports. The big thing is the sports. I like I said, I love Apple. I love Apple Plus because
Oh,
most
I
of
do too.
almost every one of their shows are quality shows. Even their documentaries, right? Stuff that I probably wouldn't even look at. I give a gander to, right?
Define what does quality mean to you?
Okay, I'm looking at basically, they put a lot of time in, especially the set work,
So
right?
production value and things of that nature.
Production is very important, and then they put a lot of time in the storyline, right? I mean,
The
okay,
writing.
yeah.
Hmm.
So one of the shows I'm looking at on Apple Plus right now is Monarch.
Hmm.
Monarch. That's about
Yeah,
really
monsters. Yeah,
like
yeah,
Godzilla,
sure.
and they're referring to them as the Titans. Well, this was in the movies. Now they put it in the series, right? I didn't really care for many of the movies, but the series is fantastic and it's really good quality stuff.
To, to that end, then let me ask you, LB, is it what kind of quality are we talking about on your feeds? Like when I say quality though, I'm not talking about necessarily production quality like Charles is talking about, but is it HD? Is it, like how's you're satisfied with what you're getting in terms of that that part of the quality of your broadcast?
Yeah, image quality is fine. I mean, I don't know what if it's running at 1080 or 4K. I
Right, right.
honestly, don't know. Um, I have a big TV down. I have a 65-inch upstairs and a 75 downstairs. And when I want to watch, the rare times that I watch a movie or some kind of show, we'll come downstairs and watch it because we want the speakers and all that stuff.
Sure.
But I honestly, I couldn't tell you any difference. There are times, and again, it depends on what app, because within my Fire Stick, there are different apps to use within my Fire Stick.
Right.
There's some apps like TTV, for example, which is basically just all movies and all series. And I couldn't tell you if there was if they were, let me just say, I don't see anything wrong with them.
They look good.
Yeah, they look just like I'm watching cable or watching a DVD or whatever. They look fine. Then when you get off to something that came out really recently, sometime you will find somebody will have a cam snuck in there somewhere, which is somebody with a camcorder in the movie theater, and you see somebody walk in front of
Old
the screen.
school.
Right, exactly. So you will find stuff like that. And then again,
Right.
it depends on what app you use too to watch. You can find stuff like that. But to be honest with you, 80% of the time that my TV is on, it's on sports. If Carl wants to see whatever, no, I won't say nonsense, but whatever stuff she's
Sounds like you just
watching.
did though.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking it. And I'm trying not to say it, but I'm like Homer. That's my inside voice. But yeah, most of the time it's sports, and from sports perspective, it's great. I can't tell you anything negative about it. other
Let me
than the
ask.
delay that I didn't know I was seeing.
Well, yeah, but you would, like I said, you're only going to know about the delay if
Right.
if somebody's in your feed.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Um, Charles mentioned Monarch. Is for you, LB, is there any type of episodic series, whether it's something that's done that way or something from traditional TV that you watch, and if so, what is it?
Yeah. We did watch Landman, so we watched that through my app. It was fine. Uh, right now we just started. One just came out. We finished the horseback guy, Yellowstone. We finished Yellowstone because I hadn't seen that, and now we're starting the Marshall. I think it's called the
Yes,
one with the
Marshall. That's
spinoff.
the spinoff. Yes. Mhm.
Yeah, we started that. I don't know if I'm gonna stick with it, but I've been watching that. I watch. It's stupid, but it makes me laugh. Is Gemstone? I'm watching that right now. Um, but yeah, those are the and honestly,
But
one
when
show I
you
do
watch
watch.
those, like you mentioned, like say I'll go back to say Yellowstone.
mm,
Do you do like Charles and I call it binge watching? You watching 4 or 5 in a row, or do you watch it when it comes on, come back next week, watch it again? How do
well,
you consume it?
well, with that one, we watched it one weekend. We would watch maybe 1 or 2 episodes, and then we stop, and then we go do whatever, and we'd save some for later. Because I'm never, yeah, I'm not a binge guy. Yeah, I never really just say I'm gonna take 8 hours and go through this whole series. I never spend that much time in front of a TV for starters.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not a binge watcher at all. No.
I think a lot of it, and it's interesting how we all have different ways of consuming it, but I just started a show called The Night Manager, which was different than The Night Agent.
Oh, really?
And
Okay,
yes, Apple
that's the one.
TV,
That's the one with
Loki.
straight from the Loki. Yes, yes, yes.
And interesting enough,
Yeah.
the first season, Charles, was in 2016.
hmm
Second season was 9 years later. But to LB's point, I don't put a time limit on. I'm like, let me check it out. And I'll go through 4 of them before I say, okay, I'll pick it up again the next day. So I kind of let the writing and I try to find a place that's a good place for me to break and come back in a couple of days, if that makes sense. But
Right.
I'm not in front of a TV with that kind of show. LB, that one I can watch on my laptop. But if it's for me in terms of how you consume it, if it's action and adventure and things blowing up or whatever, to your point, LB, I want that in a more immersive environment, right?
Hmm.
But if it's written well and it's got good quality acting in it, I guess I would qualify as a binge person. I don't think I watch anything just one episode now, and D and I like some of the same things. We watch none of it together. Probably
Right.
because most of our time she'll recommend all the time. Like she told me about Landman. I got both seasons on disc, haven't watched one episode yet.
Okay.
But I trust her judgment, right? And like when she went through all that, what was the one he meant? Yellowstone. She's done with that. She gives me series all the time and she's on it. I just can't watch TV at the hours that she does, and then she's not even up at the hours that I do.
Right.
So in that regard, I think we do like some of the same things.
Hmm.
So it sounds like LB, even though you're 80% sports, you're still satisfied with the 20% of the
Oh yeah,
non-sport stuff
yeah.
that you.
Because every again, like I said, $30 a month.
Do you go to the theater at all?
I was just going to bring that up,
So
right?
we talked about this the other day because somebody asked us if we go to the movies and Carol said no, and I was like, no, we've been to the movies like twice, maybe 3 times. So it's not something we do all the time. That's obviously not. In the last movie we went to see, I can't even tell you what it was. But it wasn't that long ago. It was maybe
Well, then your memory's going. If it wasn't that
well,
long ago,
it wasn't that memorable. You know what I'm saying?
it was within the last year, let's say, though,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. It was
Okay.
probably 2, 3 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah, but I couldn't. I honestly, I know one movie we did go see was a Ford versus Ferrari or something like that.
Oh, you're talking about the one with Brad Pitt in it? Yes.
Yeah, the one with Brad Pitt.
That
Yeah,
was just, yeah, that was just, I think that was
oh,
just
like that was last year.
F1, wasn't it?
It's F1. That's exactly. That's the
F1.
name.
Okay.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that I saw at the theater, but yeah, whatever we saw most recently, I can't tell you what it was.
Charles, you still a big theater person or no?
Depending on the movie. I mean, this year I've only been to the movie once.
Wow.
Right. I only been to the movie once because nothing has came out that
Right, that makes you go, yeah, I gotta see
that,
that.
that I gotta want to go see it. But I just went and saw Project Hail Mary, and that was excellent. I heard
Yeah.
the book was fantastic,
Yeah. It's
right?
gotten very good reviews on both fronts.
And then
Oh, I'm sorry, I know what it is. I'm sorry, it just came to me. The movie was I saw was oh shit. What's the name of that movie now? I had it with Leonardo DiCaprio with the
is it the one that was nominated for the Oscar?
where they would chase him around, they were trying to get the girl, his daughter, that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Daughter. Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't think of the name of the movie.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, yeah,
Oh, Battle Before Last
yeah,
Battle,
yeah.
something.
Hmm.
That one. That's the one. That's what we saw at the movies. Thank you.
Okay.
So yeah, I just went and saw Project Hail Mary, which was excellent, which is an excellent movie. Uh, I have a couple of movies that I'm thinking about. I want to go see a couple of Marvel movies, Spider-Man, Avengers, Doomsday. Right. I'm not really into want to go see Supergirl. Right. I wasn't really impressed with Superman. Right. When I went and saw that last year. They do have. I'm kind of interested in Doom 3. That's going to come out. Right. And then they are they're going to do Legend 2. I'm a little bit interested. I want to see the trailer first to
With
see. That's with Will Smith.
okay.
Yes. So the first one, I mean, the first one is like I can't even remember when the first one was,
It's
right?
been a while.
It's
Hmm.
Yeah.
been a while. It's been a minute, right?
Yeah.
It's
Hmm.
been a minute. So I want to see if I want to see the trailer first before I go and see that because I love the first one, and then the last one, which they keep pushing it out, is Blade. I want to see Mahershala Ali as Blade. I want to see that, right? Even though Ryan Reynolds is pushing to do one more Blade with Wesley Snipes. He's pushing to do one more Blade with Wesley Snipes and to end that series before they go into the Mahershala Ali era of Blade. And so, yeah, I still enjoy going to the theater, but not as much. Most of the time I'm saying, I'll just wait till that come on.
Well, I mean, yeah, I do it for a totally different reason, but for you, who was somebody that for decades,
Mhm.
you know, at least one movie a week, that kind of thing.
Exactly. Exactly.
When you do decide to go now, for you specifically, uh, does have you been to a Dolby Vision theater as opposed to,
Yes.
you know what I mean? And if so,
I
uh,
you know, this the theater that's literally I can walk to it now, right? And um, it does have an IMAX screen in it.
right, but I'm saying is it IMAX to me is old tech. Dolby Vision is new tech, and I'm
No, no, wait.
curious.
This one doesn't have Dolby. It just has the
Okay,
IMAX, right?
okay.
And that sound for me is still good. It's still good, right? They don't have the Dolby. My understanding is they're going to upgrade to that, but probably not no time soon, right? This theater right here, uh, uh, the pricing is so good, right? You know how much it costs to go to the cinema at Fredericksburg, the upstairs part.
I don't, but I'll have
Yeah,
to take.
you remember you went. You remember when you went that one time, right? That one time you
Yeah,
went.
yeah.
It was
8 years
25.
ago, I,
Yeah,
I.
it costs $25 to $30 to
That's a
go.
lot for a movie. That's LB's whole monthly
Exactly.
entertainment package.
It costs $25 to $30 to go up to the
Really?
stairs, right? Well,
I had no idea.
the cinema that I go to, it's the same setup, right? It's the same setup, everything, and it costs anywhere from $8 to $11.
I think a lot of that, though, Charles, really depends on where you are geographically. You know what I mean?
And I agree.
The
I
closer
totally
you get to a city, it's going, they can charge more. It's going to be more. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. I'm always curious about that because people who will pay that kind of money to go to a movie, I'm always interested in what is it? Is it the going out part? Is it that you think it's the experience is greater than it would be? Because the technology at home now it's pretty good. And and
it
and
is,
to
but
LB's point, the streaming services have really leveled up. I got a problem when they start nitpicking and now finding ways to split the tiers. I think that's kind of nonsensical
it
because
is.
it wasn't important enough for them when they got us to come in. Now all of a sudden they've got three tiers and each one of them's $5 and
No,
the one
it's just
before
like
it.
it's just like
Right.
leasing. It's just like you remember you used to be able to buy Microsoft Office, right? You used to be able to buy it, right? One time buy and then get the updates for free. Now
Subscription now, buddy.
you
You
got a
know,
subscription. You got
yeah,
to do subscriptions now, right?
yeah.
And it's just how they're just trying to make more money, and that's just the way of the world now, right?
I will say
And
one thing about the movie theater. The last 2, 3 times that I went, which spans the last 3 years, um, it was nobody in there. I mean, it was a handful of
You
people
go
in
to
there.
you go to matinee or you go at night?
No, no, they would these were 8 o'clock, prime
Yeah,
time type.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and it was, you could pick your seat, even though you pick them online, and then I'm sorry, you thought made me think of something. We picked seats online. Place was empty. We go in there and sit down, and somebody come get the seat next to me. I'm
Don't she
like, are
hate
you
that? Yeah,
kidding me?
take you
yeah.
off.
You need to talk to Dee about it. She does all that stuff. She playing, and then she says the theater's still empty, but you still come to sit here.
Hey,
Right.
I got up and we moved.
Oh, I
Like,
would too. I
Yeah.
would too.
like we moving. You
Yeah,
asshole.
that makes no sense. Or somebody come and sit in front of you,
Right.
and I'm like, dude,
Listen, Charles, that is one of about 18 reasons that I just don't go.
Yeah, exactly. And the cost.
For that cost, right? I'm not gonna pay that kind of cost, and I
Mhm.
gotta listen to your ass over here talking to somebody. Went, no, and then I'm hearing now also that the preview section lasts like 30 minutes now.
Yes,
I'm
Why
telling
can't
you, I'm gonna
just
tell you
come
the
in and
trailer.
watch a
When they
film?
do the trailers, right? That's 15 minutes. You can be
easily.
15 minutes late for the film, right?
Yep. And
Right.
this all, yep,
Yeah,
yep.
you gotta go. So the trailers are, and I personally enjoy the trailers, but it is extra time in
Mhm.
the theater, right?
100%.
And so I guess now, if I go to the theater, I really like to go to a theater in that basically I can sit down in the chair, I can press the button, I can grab the menu and order what I want, and they bring it right to me. All right, I love that. Right, I love that experience.
It's a good way to consume it, all right? Because it
Right.
kind of it's a whole process, right?
It's the whole process. And then, the chairs are reclined, right?
Mhm.
Most of the time you go in, it's reclined. And so I enjoy, and then I do enjoy going out to especially like, okay, I wanted to hear Mary, right? I want to see how the reaction of the audience was to this movie because I heard so many great reviews. Melody, the one, she's a big book reader, and she
Hmm.
told me she read the book, right? She reads every book, right? And she said the book was fantastic, right? And that she was wondering how that was going to be, transferred to the movie.
Sure.
That's
Because it
right.
And
doesn't always cut over well.
it does not, right? So the same guy that did The Martian did this movie, right? So when I heard that he was the same guy that wrote The Martian, I love The Martian, right? And so I said, Hail Mary, and it was excellent. Ryan Gosling was fantastic, right? And it was really, really, really good, a really good movie. So I still enjoy going to the movies. I still enjoy it.
But I'm going to say just in closing, and then it looks like with the exception of LB, I think he's an outlier at what he's paying. But it looks like it's nothing for people to be paying $200 a month just for at-home consumption. I think LB's low. I think Steve would be the high. Steve's is probably cresting closer to 250, maybe 275. Freddie and I are right at 200. I do think it's too much money. But I
Yes,
also think it's the way that things are now. You don't have a lot of choice. If you get to a point in your life like I am, where I know what I like and I like these certain sports and I'm going to watch them, like I am with baseball, kind of like Charles is with the NFL. He'll follow them everywhere. I need the baseball package, and so they know that, and
yes.
I'm the reason that everybody else is paying too much for MLB TV because of people like that. So I wish there was a way to get around it. I don't think it is. I'd be curious to see from those that are watching or listening what your average expense is. Don't do like Charles and try to shortchange me. What do you spend a month, not at the movies, but for your at-home entertainment? That's your cable if you have it, your streaming, because who was it? Freddie's got something called Shack TV, which is very similar to what LB has, some type of
Mhm.
connection. And those things are out there. And
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what people have. So drop us a comment, let us know what's up. I got 90 seconds left. Let me see what these boys have to say today. LB, how about you, man? What you got?
I'll make it quick. I sold something today uh, on Facebook Market. The guy came here to get it today. 90-year-old Korean War vet.
Gee.
Um, and we stood out in my driveway and talked for about 20 minutes. It was nice to just a good conversation. So shout out to all the vets out there. My dad was a Korean War veteran as well. So we bonded over that, and it was just a good conversation. 90 years old, still getting around well.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's motivational for me. Charles, how about you, man?
And it's motivational for me too, right? Just to the audience on our topic here, right? A really good streaming one, and I mentioned it in a what's called is Tubi. Tubi is free, right? And they don't have any like up to date stuff on there, but really some good movies on there. It is commercial, right? But it's free. It's free, and they have some really good selection of movies on there. I actually look at some of the movies on Tubi, some movies that I had not never seen, right? Or some movies that I hadn't seen in a long time, and I want to see them again, right? Tubi is a good place to actually do it, and they actually do live TV on Tubi too, and it's all free.
See you guys next week. We're out.
All right, man. Later.
Later.